So in my last video, I essentially broke down what the so-called legacy Americans in four layers of assumed paranoia from conservatives and the conservative media. We know the right don't care, but the Democrats slightly come off like they do. But the Democrats, they promise a better life, they promise a job, they likely do the American dream thing. In other words, probably not saying directly American dream, and likely use the not racist reason to vote for the Dems, since there's the illusion they will better their lives. They're, not all promises are kept, though, but there's a clear reason why large demographics show up when we preach opportunity. The right hate hearing about how stuff is unfair, so they twist American identity politics as a scapegoat against the left, even going as far to ban learning about Martin Luther King in Texas schools. Uh, Also, another gross framing for the idea of being replaced is the right comparing Americans who have been exposed to contraceptives and sex education, comparing that to immigrants who have not learned the ropes. So there's organically open seats for people to sit down. It's nothing even close to genocide. But for people who use this educated argument might uh, degenerate into essentialism, thinking people can't learn, which isn't the reason for bringing up the American difference in fertility rates, you know, because they organically are using more birth control. So there's no need to like act like people are being forced to not have kids. Okay, so promises are broken on both sides, obviously. Each of them house kids in cages, break up families like moving the homeless during the holidays to look good. But since 9/11, over 30 million people have been displaced in these areas, waves and waves of people as a result in the industrial war complex. Lives are ruined to our paranoid plunders, yet we blame them. We blame the idea of virtue signaling Democrats, but it's all for naught. It's all fake. Alright. The Dems can't be praised here just because the right are sick-headed with the framing of the word replace. The only actual issue is infrastructure to house them or the will to care, as we likely keep homelessness as a prop in general. So mass construction is totally unlikely to happen, but history is repeating. The upheaval of a changing society to do industrialization and repair in the 1920s mirrors today infrastructure decay and changing world. Both then and now blame the immigrants or disabled. This is the right's go-to. On a side note, undocumented labor does affect the working class, I think, but the people who orchestrated this could care less about the uh, uh, disposable workforce, as long as it flows and the undocumented and when the undocumented jig is up, the grinded up workers of the working middle class eat the undocumented person. The worker or the messenger in this sense is killed, you know. So the person who hired them is safe.